Since I was young, I can remember always having a little bit of a passion, I could say, for fast cars. Uh, Back when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, my dad got me hooked on the brand Porsche, a German auto manufacturer, and that slowly snowballed and developed into a love for all cars that sound great and go extremely fast. And over the last 3 to 4 years, with the help of Drive to Survive, I have become absolutely obsessed with the sport and world of Formula One. But before then, I grew up going to Porsche North America Cup races, going to Indy, going to races at Laguna Seca in Monterey. And this last weekend, despite it being the weekend of the Formula One Miami Grand Prix, I went back to Laguna Seca in Monterey, California for the IMSA Monterey Grand Prix. IMSA stands for International Motorsports Association. They've got a plethora of cars I'll break down in a second. But Laguna Seca is a track that's been around for forever. 20 minutes inland from the coast of Central California, specifically Monterey. And I had the privilege with my dad to go to Laguna Seca for the race weekend and view and hang out at that track. And my friends would probably say I'm a Formula One purist, but my eyes have been opened a little bit last weekend as I was there at Laguna Seca. We had the privilege and the opportunity of being in the Champions Club, which was in the actual physical pit building all the way at the very end of turn 11 or 12, whatever that last turn is, before you hit the main straight at the track. And it was unlike any experience I've been to at a racetrack. I've had the opportunity to go to Circuit of the Americas a couple times. I've had the opportunity to go to the Miami Grand Prix a couple times. I've had the opportunity to go to the F1 race in Las Vegas. And honestly, the bang for your buck that I got at Laguna Seca was honestly probably better than what you get value-wise at Formula One races. So besides an incredible view over the pit lane of the main straight of cars coming down the last couple turns, great food, drinks, included in the cost of the ticket. We got a sick little swag bag with Laguna Seca branded merch, hats, flags, blankets, cooler bags, all sorts of cool little trinkets. And what was cool about that track, and specifically IMSA as a sporting organization, is there's so many different cars, so many different people there, and it's not as popular or as well known as other big sporting domains such as Formula One, such as World Rallycross, such as World Endurance Championship. It's similar. Some of the cars that race in WEC race in IMSA, and it's kind of broken down into a couple different categories. So at the very top, you have the GTP class, which stands for Grand Touring Prototype, and then you have GTD Pro, Grand Touring Daytona Pro. So both drivers that race, there's 2 drivers per car, so they each do similar or equal stints in the car during a race. Laguna was about 2.5-3 hour race, so each driver did about an hour and a half in the car. at races like the 12 Hours of Sebring or the Rolex 24 Hours at Daytona. They'll have a bigger team, more drivers, and each driver takes a fair shift turn driving at the wheel. But both of the drivers in this case in the GTD Pro series were professional drivers, and then you had the GTD class, Grand Touring Daytona. But basically, so the same cars race in, or similar cars race in the GTD and the GTD Pro class. The only difference is that if you're racing in GTD, one of the drivers has to be an amateur driver, whereas in the Pro Series, like it says in the name, both drivers are professional drivers. And so I tried to remember all the cars that were in each category, but I couldn't, so I wrote them down. So in the Grand Touring Prototype class, you have, these are cars that race at the long endurance races like Le Mans, Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona, the 12 Hours of Sebring, 6 Hours of Spa. So you have the Porsche 963, beautiful car. They had a throwback livery. A lot of cars had a throwback livery. Porsche also just became the official car of Laguna Seca last year. So they've got a little bit more branding and a little more popularity when it comes to that track specifically. But they had a throwback livery, white body with the old Apple logo colors, kind of cool. Then you had the Cadillac V Series R, cool car, did well in qualifying, almost won the race, but we'll get there. The Acura ARX 06, the BMW M Hybrid V8, and honestly, I love Porsche, but probably the coolest car there that weekend was the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR LMH. That car was incredibly fast, incredibly loud, and anytime you could hear it anywhere on the infield of the track. If that car was out, you could hear it. Everybody knew it. Everybody was looking for it. It was incredible. In the GTD Pro class, you had a Chevy Corvette Z06 GT3R, Ford Mustang GT3, very, very similar to the Mustang GTD. The GTD is literally just a street legal version of the Mustang GT3. The BMW M4 GT3 Evo, which won the championship that weekend. It was pretty sweet. We had the two drivers from Car 95 from Turner Motorsports in the Champions Club box talking to us, let us ask them questions, just kind of talk to us about the race, how things work. They gave us a little behind the scenes. It was super cool. They were super dope. Glad they got the win. And then you have a Lamborghini Temerario GT3, the Lexus RCF F GT3, the Porsche 911 GT3R, my boy Rexy. Looks great, sounds great. I'm a Porsche guy, I'm biased, I know. And the Ferrari 296 GT3. And then in the GTD class, Mercedes AMG GT3 Evo, Porsche 911 GT3R, Ferrari 296 GT3, Aston Martin Vantage GT3 Evo, BMW M4 GT3 Evo, the Corvette Z06 GT3R, the RCF F GT3, the Acura NSX GT3 Evo 22, the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2, the McLaren 720S GT3, and the Ford Mustang GT3. And then along with those three main classes in IMSA, they have, similar to how Formula One has like Porsche Cup North America or the Ferrari Challenge, IMSA has supporting race series as well. And that being the Michelin Pilot Challenge, right? Michelin Pilot Challenge is part of IMSA, but they've got the Lamborghini Super Trofeo and the Mustang Challenge as well. So the the Michelin Pilot Challenge, cars weren't as fast, still super cool, sounded great, looked great, but they had the BMW M4 GT4 Evo, the Porsche 718 GT4 RS Club Sport, the Ford Mustang GT4, the Aston Martin Vantage AMR GT4, the Mercedes AMG GT4, the Toyota GR Supra GT4 Evo 2, the McLaren Artura GT4, and the Chevy Camaro GT4R. And then the Lamborghini, like it says in the name, Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Though every single car in that series is the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Evo 2. Those were louder than the V12 6.5 liter Valkyrie. Those cars, you get all 20 of them ripping through that main straight. I put earplugs in. You have to put earplugs in because the sound of those cars was so loud. It was incredible, but you could only listen to it for like 30 seconds before your ears started to crackle and tingle because your hearing was going away. And then the Mustang Challenge, they all, similar to how Lamborghini all raced in the Lamborghini Huracan Trofeo Evo 2. All the cars in the Mustang Challenge raced in the Mustang Dark Horse R. And literally the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, races, practice, qualifying, there was always something going on. And it was super cool to see different domains of racing, different types of cars, the different sounds, the different styles, the different racing lines that the cars had to take. Lots of gnarly crashes, a couple rollovers, a lot of wheel bumping. And the reason that Laguna Seca is a more well-known track in the U.S. is because of a couple different turns, such as like the Andretti hairpin, turns 1 and 2, just like a super sharp hairpin turn, and then the corkscrew, which is a 4-story snaking drop turn. It's a crazy part of the track, super cool to walk up the hill and watch cars just absolutely crush down it. Super insane. But yeah, over the whole course of the weekend, we were able to have some great views, hear some incredible cars, talk to some super cool drivers. So like I said, we got to talk to the 2 drivers at Turner Motorsports in their BMW M4 GT4 Evo. And we got to talk to 2 of the Porsche Penske drivers. And that was super cool as well. Those guys are whipping around the 963 in the GTP class. And what's kind of funny, so the Mustang Challenge, Lamborghini Super Trofeo, and the Michelin Pilot Challenge, all of those cars race just within their specific class. So it's only their cars in their class on the track. Whereas with the GTP, GTD Pro, and GTD cars are all on the track at the same time. So it gets kind of crazy, kind of hectic, kind of packed, but it's nuts to see a GTD Pro car turn down that final turn 11, go onto the main straight, and you just see a GTP car. You'd see the Valkyrie, you'd see the 963, you'd see the BMW just absolutely just rip through the apex and pass the GTD Pro and GTD cars like they were standing still. The speed difference was nuts. And the track got super loud. It was awesome. But some of them, so with the Champions Club, you got a couple cool opportunities that not everybody necessarily got. One of those, obviously, we got to talk to and meet some of the drivers. The cool thing about IMSA, it's open a lot more open than other racing divisions. So you're literally walking around in the pit lane, or not pit lane itself, but like you're walking through like the team garages. You're standing literally feet from the cars. Cars are driving right next to you as they're making their way to the track. You get a lot of cool vantage points and a lot of cool photo opportunities, a lot of cool opportunities to talk to drivers, mechanics, team bosses. Just a super open, super welcoming, super cool community. And so along with talking to the drivers from Turner Motorsport, BMW, and the Porsche Penske drivers, I also got to talk to a couple other drivers that I've followed, just kind of just being a racing enthusiast. In Lamborghini Super Trofeo, you had Lindsay Brewer, who has raced in Super Trofeo for a couple of years. Her old teammate, Jim Hepworth, still racing on a different team, and F1 Academy driver Chloe Chambers. So I got to meet a couple drivers. All the drivers I met were super cool, super nice, super just they sat there and just talked with you for 5-10 minutes while they're getting ready to go out on track. So it was super cool to just kind of interact with some of the drivers, meet some of them, ask them some questions, and you realize they're people that can do an incredible thing. They can drive a car stupid fast. And obviously you can see that the cars are going fast. You don't know what it feels like though. And one of the coolest opportunities of that weekend, and probably one of the coolest things I've done in my life, they had a hot lap experience. So I had the opportunity to go back-to-back days, Saturday and Sunday, and go for a hot lap in a Porsche GT3. And those drivers, if you tell them to go flat out, they're not messing around. And just I'm losing my thought just thinking about it. But the first lap I did, I didn't even say anything. I was just sitting there just getting tossed around. And the guys that were driving are part of the Porsche track experience. They're at Laguna Seca, so they know the track like the back of their hand. They know they're casually talking to you, going 120, 130 miles an hour, and just like hitting their braking points, hitting the apexes, just literally talking you through their lap, just super casually. Like if you were talking to like one of your friends driving on a frontage road going 30 miles an hour. Just, oh yeah, so this is turn 2, this is the Andretti hairpin, this is turn 6, this is the corkscrew, drop down 4 stories, going 90 miles an hour, just out, ripping through. It was nuts. I'll try and pop up some videos, some pictures, but the cars were nuts. The things that those cars can do were nuts. And the Porsche GT3 is nothing compared to the 911 GT3R or the 963 or any of the other cars that were driving on that track that weekend. They're going way faster, way quicker, hitting corners way harder, way sharper. It was just incredible to see. And so, yeah, that was literally my whole weekend. Wake up at 6:15 in the morning, drive 20 minutes from Monterey to the track, be at the track from 7 o'clock in the morning when it opened till 5:45, 6 o'clock in the evening when the track closed. Go back into town in Monterey, grab dinner, and just absolutely pass out. But yeah, probably one of the coolest experiences of my life. Super cool opportunity to be there at the Champions Club. Super cool, just the people that you meet. One of the guys that was in the box with us was a a designer for the Ferrari FKXX. He helped design it, helped test drive it, and he was this super accomplished, super cool dude, and just like super nice, super chill, just telling my dad and I about all these different stories, all these different drivers that he's met, all the crashes that he's had, just talking about it like it's like me going to work every day, just super casual. Super cool guys, business owners, some super great, super smart minds, just nice people. The weather was great. Literally didn't get hotter than like 72 degrees. A little rain on Saturday made for some interesting racing, a couple crashes, like I said earlier, some rollovers, a lot of wheel bumping. And Sunday, I was able to do another hot lap, which wasn't supposed to happen, but there were a couple people in our suite that didn't want to do it for whatever reason. I don't know. They're insane. They missed out on an insane opportunity. So I went for another hot lap in the GT3. Just as incredible as the first time. The driver actually went a little bit harder, went a little bit faster than from when we went yesterday or the day before. So we went a lot faster, hit turns a lot harder, and I'll have those laps just in the back of my head for the rest of my life. And if I ever get the opportunity to do something like that again, I will absolutely do it. If you ever get an opportunity to drive on a racetrack in a race car with a race car driver or somebody that knows how to drive the car, don't pass that opportunity up because you will regret it. But yeah, one of the coolest weekends I've ever been to. Formula One's great. I love going to the races, but the bang for your buck that you get that we got at IMSA opposed to what we got at F1 was night and day difference. And you best believe I am going to go to as many Formula One races as I can, as many races as my bank account will allow me to. But my eyes have been opened a little bit, and I've got my eyes on the lookout. My radar's looking for other races within IMSA, within Porsche Carrera Cup North America, Lamborghini Super Trofeo, Mustang Challenge, Michelin Pilot Challenge. Any opportunity to get up close to these incredible pieces of machinery, any opportunity to chat with the incredible minds, the incredible drivers that are behind these pieces of machinery. Just super cool, super unique, something you don't get to do every day. So I just wanted to come on, share my experience of my weekend at Laguna Seca, but also just to reinforce and emphasize that if you ever get an opportunity to do something like that, to have experiences like that, chase it, enjoy it, and do what you can to just spread the love. Get other people involved so they can feel the same joy, have the same experiences that you had. Because till the day that I die, my friends will attest to this. I tell them, I was like, you need to go to a race. You need to go down to Vegas and stand on a bridge and just listen to the Formula One cars drive by. You need to go to the drag strip down in Vegas or go to the Long Beach IndyCar Grand Prix and just stand on the road and just listen to the cars go by. My one buddy has a new Toyota Supra. I'm like, just let him take you for a ride so you can feel the power and the insane power that these drivers deal with on a daily basis and are super casual about. A lot of these guys were super humble, super down to earth, super nice, just willing to talk to you, answer questions, just treat you like a normal person. Not that F1 drivers don't, but they're a lot higher status. They're dealing with a lot more pressure, so they're a little bit more stressed. So I understand it. I'm not bagging on them. I love my F1 boys, Lando. But yeah, so if you guys get an opportunity to do anything like that, even if it's at a local track, something that's not on a global scale like Formula One, just go check it out. Go experience it. Even if it's not cars. I went to one of my buddy's dirt bike races, and it was nuts. It was super cool to see the atmosphere, see how everything works, but just dip your toe into the pond and see what's out there, because there's some incredible experiences, some incredible people, and some incredible places that you may never get to see unless you take the opportunity.